is it worth it to be buying into all of this hype right now? Blood Moon deck box featuring Lacrima is up now for those of you that have been wanting to pick up one of these. As you can see, the hollow foiling on the front of the box is going to be fantastic. The Blood Moon itself is going to be hollow. Very, 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 very special for Halloween. And of course, we have Lacrima herself being the centerpiece of the box. I'll use I'll post a link down below so you guys can grab yours today. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. This has been a pretty interesting discussion that we've been having out here because, you know, you have the Orcust, Dragon Maid, and Punk stuff supposedly coming. Well, we already got the Orcust confirmation on that. And then, of course, you know, of Nekroz, Jirax, Fable. All of these classic themes right now are getting support in Terminal World out here. And then you have everything we're still expecting out here for the Remains of Supreme Darkness. So that's a lot. The secondary market right now is really, really, really cooking on these older themes right now. There are a lot of people that are super excited for this stuff just because they can play with older cards. And I like this time of year a lot because not only have they taken 4 dual terminal themes and said, round 2, sorry X-Saber Duelist, I love this deck as much as all of you do, and I'm hoping that we will get some support in the near future. I think we need to be patient and wait for Terminal World 3. I mean, Qliphort players are still waiting for support out here as well. You are not alone, all right? And then, of course, you know, what about Worms? Hi, Worm players. You were also mentioned. I loved Worms. I can only imagine what hellish creature that they could give to Worms. Like, a Link 1? It would have to be, like, a Link 1 or something in order to even get that deck to remotely look good, in my opinion. So, all things considered out here for all of this, yes. So, is it... I guess the general question still remains, is it worth it to go into these themes? You know, do I need max rarity Dragon Maids? Do I want max rarity Nekroz? You know, what about the Orcust cards? Well, Orcust cards have already exceeded the average person's wallet out here. We already saw just this morning what these cards were capable of doing in the Orcust department with Harp Horrors and things already gone. Nekroz cards have already exceeded expectations out here as well. My major concern about this stuff, though, is the turnaround or the time that it takes us to get these cards. While you're looking at these right now, I believe last year when we got the Terminal World stuff, it was November. It took the TCG all the way up 7 months later to be receiving any of the support from that. And that's actually kind of ridiculous out here that they took so long to get the support to us when it was just so fast of a turnover in the OCG. They're like, hey, you know, you guys get this. TCG is like, all right, so which side set do we have to put this in? Now, also coming up out here, we should have Premium Pack 24, 25? I always forget which year we're on because, you know, we're hitting on into 25, but it is still technically 24 for that. That's going to be another set that you're going to have to look at out here and decide, hey, is, you know, whatever support we get in there, I have a feeling there should be a good chunk of Magus stuff in there because 2 years when the Sky Striker manga was rolling, they did the same thing. They pulled a lot of stuff from the manga at that time and said, hey, you guys want some cool art and new cards? I'm not going to lie, Renoa, an Alistair, alt art, there's some really sick stuff that they could pull off to drop into that premium pack for that. So that's the way off in the future over there. So the highest rarity bling stuff. So the cool news is once we get these initial reveals, you start up here at the top, all right, the pinnacle. and then things begin to dial back down. And then as things begin to set on back down into a normal pace, you will see an explosion kind of happen again where, you know, we had the releases, you know, and then boom, we get it. Rage of the Abyss hits. Look at Six Samurai, look at Mermail right now. These are two fantastic examples that actually, I think, broke trends where the cards were heading down and we expected them to stay down, and then they just reignited and sparked back up. Look at Cunning of the Six Samurai, for example, and how that card, you know, the Hatsunes. There's so many cards in Six Samurai. So many people just believe that it's the most consistent FTK deck in the world out here, that, you know, having this explode in value is nuts. And it's also kind of the same thing out here in the situation that we've got going on with Gem Knights. The new Gem Knights support is trying to make Gem Knights not be able to do their famous FTK. And that's a problem because the only thing that Gem Knights have the ability to do is FTK. And that's a problem. The new support is cool. It really is. But the problem here is, you know, you attach two new searchers to the deck that really just feel like, you know, they don't do a super large amount. You really tried out here with that, but it left a lot to be kind of desired, in my opinion. So, with the way everything is looking right now, with the current hype on the 7 themes, highest rarity will begin cooling down in probably 2 to 3 weeks. Realistically, if you're sitting here kind of debating on, do I want to wait for this? You know, is there a more optimized time? Realistically, I would say probably up to a month from now, the themes will start to cool down. We go into kind of the people forgot about it phase, even though, you know, you've got people looking at them going, you know, like, that's kind of cool. Like, let's see what we can actually kind of cook up with this. And yeah, for sure. I mean, that's going to be a big thing that's going to happen. All right. But for the most part out here, one, I think the main theme that you should be looking at is probably going to be Nekroz. If it's anything like the Ritual Beast reveal, where it was the last one, the new support is enough to at least bump it up to a semi-rogue status. We cannot forget that they do have Nekroz of Unicorn, some of the better options that they had available to them in the previous life. Were fantastic. Same thing with Ritual Beast. Ritual Beast had infinite loops. They just needed one more card to kind of bridge it together. That's what we need the Nekroz stuff to do. We need the Nekroz stuff to turbo up the ritual stuff. It'd be really cool if we got a ritual that could just tag out into 2 other monsters and have them be treated as ritual summons. Could you imagine the nastiness of being able to Trishula your opponent during their turn? That's the level of interaction I think people want to see from the Nekroz stuff. That is kind of selling them on it. And of course, I mean, like, we've already seen the Orca stuff, so I realistically, I don't know what they can try to make the other themes do. You know, like Dragon Maid, I can't imagine you making Dragon Maid support too broken. Like, if you push Dragon Maid support over the edge, they're just going to build it into Dragon Link. And, well, congratulations. You know, Dragon Link is off to the races. And they've got what they needed to have. But that's where I'm kind of sitting on everything right now. And then, of course, the Punk stuff. I mean, the Punk stuff has the highest potential to be that way because they already had built-in negate. They had extenders for days. I really can't imagine what they can try to give to Punks right now. Maybe more negates for sure. That seems like something more dangerous Gabu-like effects. But realistically, like out of those themes, like seeing what they gave Orcust, assuming that Dragon Maids break Dragon Link, I guess Gold Pride or bust for the Punk side of things. So maybe Punk is the thing you need to be looking at. Maybe Punk Gold Pride is going to be the real Chad champion out here with that. Maybe that's going to be maybe Gold Pride's going to be tier 1 after all. God, I don't foresee it. So of all the themes to be looking at, you have a lot of decisions to be investing in the hype for sure. But I would say after all the initial stuff is said and done, I think let the cooldown phase kind of do what it needs to do and just be a little bit patient. I know patience is not a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player's best suit, but I think it's something at this point in time that you don't really have a choice on, all right? Unless you're just like, yeah, take all my money. I can't wait to see what quarter century Dragon Maid chamber looks like. I really hope we get one soon. You know, it's going to be absolutely beautiful. It'll probably be in whatever set they decide to dump this stuff in. But what factor are you guys going in? Leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.